everyone, my name is Whitney and I'm a registered dental hygienist here to talk about interview tips for dental hygiene school. Now, not every school requires an interview, so check your program's requirements ahead of time. Many schools are point-based, but more and more are starting to include interviews as well. So if that's your school, let's prepare. First of all, please know that everyone is nervous about their dental hygiene school interview. It's not just you, it's completely normal to be nervous. My best advice is to use that adrenaline to your advantage by showing off your energy and being the best version of yourself. And I'm so happy to be making this video because I reached out to my dental hygienist followers on Instagram and I asked if your application included an interview, what questions were asked, and what advice do you have for future applicants looking for specific tips beyond the usual be yourself for a video I'm creating. And this is that video. I'm here to share with you a bunch of excellent tips from fellow hygienists that have already gone through the interview process. But before I dive into the specific advice given by my dental hygienist Instagram friends, keep in mind the main reason the school is interviewing you. They want to confirm that you're a good fit and that you're ready for the program's rigorous requirements. So dress appropriately, be well groomed, arrive early, and be prepared for some common interview questions like tell me about yourself, why do you want to be a dental hygienist, what are your strengths and weaknesses. Those were the three most common, starting with tell me about yourself. Definitely make yourself sound good. Talk about qualities you have that align with being a healthcare professional, right? And for the why do you want to be a dental hygienist, for that question, lots of my followers gave the advice to avoid saying it's a good mom job, as they were told that many people tend to use that response and it doesn't set you apart. Instead, if you really want to say that about being a mom, maybe explain why it's a good mom job by sharing those specific reasons. Same answer, but delivered in a more thoughtful way. As for the strengths and weaknesses, y'all know, just like in a job interview, turn those negative weaknesses into positives. If you say your weakness is being a perfectionist, you can add that it drives you to pay close attention to detail and ensure high quality work. Also, I think lots of people use the perfectionist one. It's fine if you want to use it, but just try your best to set yourself apart. Okay, now those three questions, definitely have answers prepared for those because my Instagram followers absolutely confirmed those are often asked. Now, here are some more specific questions that have been asked. Some of these I would have had no idea. I didn't have to do an interview. My school was point-based. And let me tell you, some of these took me by surprise. You might want to grab a pencil and paper or open up a Word document and take some notes because here we go. Starting with group number 1. I organized these questions myself to make this video more structured. So group number 1 is handling stress and time management. Many people mentioned stress-related questions like how do you handle stress and how do you plan to manage your time during the program. My advice, be honest, dental hygiene school is tough, so they want to know that you have a plan for handling the pressure. Share any stress management techniques that have worked for you in the past and highlight how you plan to stay organized and disciplined. Group number 2, ethical dilemmas. Several people had ethical questions, such as what would you do if you were double booked with patients? Can you give me an example of an ethical dilemma you've ever encountered? Someone else said, we were given an ethical scenario and we were asked to write down how we would handle it. My advice, these questions are testing your judgment. Always prioritize patient care. You never want to jeopardize patient care by trying to see 2 patients at once or anything like that. So be mindful of fairness and safety in your responses. Show that you can think critically and ethically when faced with challenging situations. Group 3, research and evidence-based questions. A few people mentioned being asked things like, where would you look to find information about the efficacy of fluoride? My advice, don't say a Facebook article, don't say any type of social media. If you learned about fluoride from my YouTube videos, I am flattered, but please check out the bottom bar description box of those videos of mine where I list the primary sources. Name primary sources, right? Stick with peer-reviewed journals, dental associations, and your professors' textbooks. They want to see that you rely on evidence-based information. By the way, yes, everything I post is evidence-based, but your school might not know who I am, so don't use me. Group number 4, personal and community involvement. Again, lots of people were asked about their personal and community experiences, such as what kind of community service have you done? How do you help underserved communities? My advice, highlight any volunteer or community service work you've done. Dental hygiene programs love applicants who are dedicated to serving serving others, especially those in underserved populations. Group number 5, unique and uncommon questions. Here are a few unexpected but fun questions that were shared, starting with what kind of animal would you be? Who is your favorite fictional character? Tell me about any hobbies that you think will help you in your job. What inspires you to be an RDH beyond the typical to help people? My advice, these questions are designed to see your personality, creativity, and how well you think on your feet. Answer honestly, but try to relate your questions back to qualities that will show you'll make a great dental hygienist. Group 6, manual dexterity and skills. In addition, some questions were more skill-based. Someone said they had to do an origami project during the interview, manual dexterity test. Please note this was someone in the UK. I've never heard about this in the US, but you never know. Another person said, I was asked about playing an instrument or any activities that require fine motor skills. My advice, manual dexterity is very important in dental hygiene. So if you have hobbies like playing an instrument, sewing, or anything that involves fine motor skills, mention them, but do not lie. I've heard about someone who said on their application that they played guitar to show dexterity, and they were later asked to play guitar on the spot during the interview. The interview people pulled out a guitar and the person didn't know how to play because they lied on their application and they did not get accepted into the program. Never lie. And some final interesting questions people shared were, number 1, why did you choose our program? Give reasons why you like that particular school and or program. Don't just say because it was the only one you got accepted into. That would not be a good answer. Number 2, you won't be able to work during the program. How will you survive financially? I'm surprised they said that since I know many people, including myself, who worked during the program. However, every program is different, so be sure to look into that one. Number 3, is your family prepared for your commitment to this program? Number 4, if you had 30 minutes to complete a task with no guidance, how would you handle it? Number 5, how would you handle a patient who has never had a dental cleaning? 6, what is the worst mistake you've ever made and how did you fix it? I actually saw lots of questions asking about conflicts, dilemmas, and difficult decisions you've had to make in the past. This one maybe should have had its own category in my video here. Again, they just want to know how you handle difficult situations, how you keep your cool, and how you can turn around a sticky issue and make it less sticky, right? Number 7, on that same note, how do you handle drama? Number 8, what sets me apart from the other students being interviewed? Friends, you gotta talk about why you are unique. Number 9, someone said, I was asked about my core strength for sitting up and seeing patients all day. Core strength, who would have thought? Well, they want to know that your body can handle the physical demands of the profession. Number 10, what qualities do you need to be a dental hygienist? I actually have a video that can help you answer this one. Of course, link below. Number 11, were you ever a dental assistant? If not, mention that you learn quickly. While dental assisting and dental hygiene are different, some aspects like office flow and simple things like knowing the tooth numbers, for example, will align. And number 12, you have good grades. Why don't you go to dental school instead? They may be trying to see if you are truly passionate about becoming a dental hygienist, so tell them why you love dental hygiene versus dentistry. Overall, most of the questions are designed to assess how well you've thought through the challenges of the program. Be honest and practical. Show that you've considered both the academic and personal challenges of dental hygiene school. And before we go, let's quickly go over interview formats to prepare for. Most interviews will likely be traditional, either one-on-one, just you and the person interviewing you in the room, or maybe you and a committee of interviewers interviewing you. However, some schools may use multiple mini interviews, MMIs. Think of it like speed dating. You'll rotate through different stations. If this is your format, search for tips on MMI preparation. Lots of medical schools do it this way. Or panel interviews. I had several people DM me about these. So a panel interview means you are not the only one being interviewed in the room. Sometimes you'll be in the room with multiple interviewers and multiple candidates sitting right next to you, your peers. For example, someone on my Instagram shared that their group interview had 3 candidates, so 3 potential students, and 4 interviewers, 4 faculty interviewing the 3 students. And they said it was a bit nerve-wracking because they weren't prepared for it. So just be prepared for anything. They may or may not tell you the interview format ahead of time, but regardless, if you are in the same room with your peers, don't let their responses influence or intimidate you. Stick to what you were going to say. If someone else already says the same answer you were thinking before you got to say yours, no worries. Just acknowledge it, agree, and add your own thoughts. Also, remember, everyone's journey to becoming a dental hygienist is different, so your answers don't need to match anyone else's. Remember that, because I had plenty of people messaging me about their stories on how they felt stupid or silly because other students in the room had answers that sounded so profound and serious, and they felt like their own answers weren't as good. Listen, you are not stupid. Do not let anyone else's answers intimidate intimidate you. Answers may vary because, like I said, everyone's journey is different. You're all coming from different backgrounds, and that is totally fine. In conclusion, don't stress yourself out and don't memorize a script. You'll do better if you answer honestly and let your genuine personality shine through. Of course, have things in mind that you want to say for all these questions. Maybe practice your wording a little bit if you want, but don't memorize. Unless you're an award-winning actor or actress, it will probably be noticeable if you're reciting memorized answers. So just have ideas in mind and talk like you would normally talk. Lastly, remember that they are looking for someone who's 1, passionate, and 2, ready for the challenges ahead. So show them who you are and why you're ready to succeed. Show them you can handle difficult situations. Be confident, be you, and connect with other aspiring dental hygienists in my RDH huddle, which I'll link below. It's always helpful to talk with fellow students that are in the same shoes as you. You can access my RDH huddle once you complete my RDH roadmap, which I created to answer the many questions I get about how to become a dental hygienist. I give all the details from applications to interviews to preparing for the program once you're accepted. No matter what part of your RDH journey you're currently on, my RDH roadmap covers everything you need to know. Just click the link below to get started with the RDH roadmap, which will give you access to the RDH huddle. And if you're not ready for a full RDH roadmap experience yet, no worries. I'll also link my free RDH video checklist. It's a summary of the basics you need to know when you're applying to dental hygiene school. And then after my free RDH video checklist, if you decide you want all the in-depth details, then check out my full RDH roadmap. Everything will be linked below. I hope this video helped you. Please like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications if it did, and share it with someone you think it might help. And if you want even more teeth talk, you can of course visit my website, teethtalkgirl.com, and hang out with me on Instagram at teethtalkgirl. Peace, love, and teeth.